And it's truly just like it's like people they make decisions based off of their emotions. They thinking with emotions. It's like you gotta do your best to try to get up out of that seat and try to really think about these things logically. This doesn't say that there's anything necessarily wrong that you have emotions. Every person has emotions. We're human beings. We're naturally gonna have emotions. But it's an understanding that when you're making emotional decisions or you're reacting in an emotional manner or you're thinking about the future in an emotional manner in comparison to that of a logical manner. Because when you're thinking about things in an emotional manner, oftentimes things will go completely up over your head, and then you oftentimes make the wrong decisions. How oftentimes when you're in emotional space, you sit back, you like, dang, why did I just do that? Like, why was I was tweaking? Or how many times you in the prison or jail cells or whatever the case may be for people where they realize, like, dude, I made an emotional choice at the time of what I did, and once they're done off that emotional high, they come to grips with a understanding of like what happened. When you're in that deep emotions, it's like a trance. You're not thinking clearly. You're not thinking straight. You're all over the doggone place. Why would you know what I'm saying? And so people in general, and I always talk this about black people. I think oftentimes black people they be making emotional decisions or have emotional thought process, and it's like some of them can't even see the doggone logic in what you're talking about. And so oftentimes it's like it's a doggone waste of time. And you're sitting there trying to talk to them. And what I mean from the point is they not listening to logic. People be arguing with their feelings, and if a person is arguing with their feelings, there is no doggone solution to whatever y'all talking about. It's with all due honor, praise, and respect. When the person is operating out of the places with their feelings, they're a foolish person. And I don't mean that in a derogatory, mean, or nasty way. When I say a foolish person, I'm saying that they're going to make decisions that doesn't have wisdom in it. The opposite of wisdom is foolish, and everybody has been foolish. Everybody has been in the space of emotionality. Everybody. But the thing is, can you calm yourself down enough to see what's going on and make decisions logically in comparison to your emotions? But again, a lot of people they do it the very opposite. They react with their emotions and they have logic later. Logic comes in later for people. And this is why they set us up and they want us in an emotional state all the time. It's because you get off guard. A narcissistic person, they love to be with a person who's extremely emotional because they can people can control you with your emotions. But people they be acting like something's wrong with me when I say what I say and I say something that is logical. Why in the world, if you a black man, why the hell would a white man even remotely help you? That's silly as hell. Why would he do that? I wouldn't help you. Black people wouldn't even help each other. It's not me personally. I would help somebody. I'm saying this is the thought process of people. Black people won't even help another black person. Why the hell would a white man help a black person? They're winning. They be talking about, oh, well, these white men are oppressing us. Okay, if they're oppressing you, why would they stop? They're winning. Like people, they don't get this concept. Like they trying to fight with morality and their feelings, not understanding that people are not when they make decisions. It's all business, baby. It ain't got nothing personal to do with you. I always say a lot of these people they make their decisions with the mindset of praise the Lord but pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord but pass the ammunition. And what that mean is, and this is a saying that came out a very long time ago when we were, I believe, World War One or World War Two. It's in understanding. Okay, morality is not the first priority. We gonna get good with God later. What we need to do is what we need to do, and if we don't get good with God later, that's what that sentiment is. Praise the Lord, but pass the ammunition. You see what I'm saying? But people, especially I see a lot of black people, they be acting and reacting and making decisions, and they have a thought process with their damn emotions, and then they wondering why we getting drugged all over the doggone place. They wondering why black people don't be getting no respect. They wondering why we keep on coming down these cycles and we keep on going into these doggone loopholes. It's because when anybody says anything that corrects a lot of these doggone black people, it's not all of them, of course, and white people they be doing stuff too. But I'm on the primary talk about black people. It's like I heard this woman say this a while back, and I think it's so true. It's so doggone hard because most of the times when you talking to a lot of these doggone people, it's like they don't even understand the difference between a fact and a doggone opinion. People they be sitting there arguing with their damn opinion. Oh well, I feel like it's this way. Well, it's not reality. What this is what reality is. No, that's not. That's wrong. I feel like it should be this way. You can feel however you want to. It still don't be this way. No, well that's wrong, and I feel like you doing this, and I feel like you this, and then they'll start to sit there. And when you telling them things, and then you just telling them reality, half of them, especially if you're another black person, they'll sit there and try to call you some type of coon sellout. They'll deflect, and then they'll just make it out to be, oh, you just trying to kiss these white men's butts. What are you talking about? People be so silly. It's so silly. Like they reject logic, and then when we keep on going down the same pathway, and we keep on getting run into the same doggone wall, everybody keep on blaming these white people. No, at one point is it no longer the white people's fault. Of course they're gonna oppress you. Why would they not oppress you? Do you understand that this is about competition? But they got us in this country. We live in a la la land. and we don't understand what games really being played. We don't understand what the real world is like. A lot of black people, and not even just black people, but I'm talking about a lot of people in America in general, have no goddamn clue about what life is really like. And I don't mean that in a way where I feel like I'm better than them, talking better than them, or moving or whatever. What I'm saying is they don't understand what real life is. When they go to another war torn country and then you got bills, you got or not even necessarily bills, you ain't got no food to eat, you ain't got nothing, and people out there dying on the doggone daily, I guarantee doggone to you, you're gonna have a good a grasp of what reality truly is, not the fairy tales that they feed us every day. But then because they feed us with fairy tales, oh, it should be like this. They feed us with idealism. They feed us with this, and this is how they create the illusion of the American dream. Is because that's just exactly what it is. And because we keep on believing in the American dream, when reality keep on slapping us in the face, we want to go back to sleep and say, no, that's not right. I feel like it should be this way. And then we get so doggone offended when people keeping it real with you. They telling you the truth. They give you something in a logical manner. They saying something, and oftentimes they don't want to hear it. People do not want to hear truth. They want to be hearing lies. And to a certain degree, who the hell doesn't want to hear a couple of lies? Lies feel good. Like, I don't know about you, but I like hearing lies too sometimes. Like, I like to lie to myself sometimes because it makes me feel good. It's things like flesh. But I also understand in the same vein, man, I cannot live a life of delusion. Even though I might not like the reality of what's popping up in my face, and I can easily lie to myself, if I do not tell the truth about myself, hurt my feelings right now, and keep it real with myself, and look at things from a much more logical perspective, I'm going to keep on getting dragged into these doggone dream state. I'm not going to understand what things are going on. I'm not going to understand how the world really works, the world really hurts. And we feel like these people up over here is hurting us and harming us. No, they're not. It's like they don't understand why the heck would you sit there and if these people truly are your oppressors, these people are really trying to hold you down. These people, why in the world would you sit there and try to ask your bully to stop bullying you? Why would you do that? Why would you sit there and try to ask your oppressor to stop? They're making money up off of you. They're profiting. People don't be getting that portion. They're profiting up off of you. Why would they stop? Oh, but it's wrong, and I feel like it should go this way, and this is so evil, and blah blah blah. People do not operate off of the same moral ground. I'm not saying you should run out there and be immoral. I'm not saying that you should go out there and condemn other people. I'm saying the reality of the situation is that people are going to move in immoral ways to get whatever they want. You can't run outside and expect people just to treat you right on general principle. A lot of people will never treat you right off general principle. They're going to try to get over on you. They're going to try to bamboozle you, swing you, drag you. Some people they do it on purpose. Others do it unintentionally. It takes a lot of people. They have no doggone self awareness, and they really truly are not trying to harm people. They is just moving throughout life. They don't understand what their actions is doing, and they don't understand it until unkind. Because again, people when they make decisions based off of their emotions, they're blinded by their pride, their ego, their emotionality. This is oftentimes when you're in some type of competitive competition or whatever the case may be. You know what some of the greatest athletes do to the other greatest athletes, especially if an opposing team, they have a star player. The first thing that you try to do in order to win that doggone game, it's not even nothing about scoring. It's about getting into that person's head. So what you're going to do, you're going to trash talk to that person on the court. You're going to try to belittle them. You're going to do, heck, if you can do some stuff off the field, especially if it's a man, I go try to go, I'm me, not me personally. Not me, Timothy D. I'm saying people's mindset is how can we cut this person down? Some dudes will go sleep with that dude's girl. Some dudes will do whatever. They'll talk about their kids. If they get personal information, they'll say it out their mouth. Some of the foulest stuff that you'll ever hear. And that stuff oftentimes will get a person confused. Not confused, I'm sorry. It gets them in an emotional state. They off their game now. They off their game. Even a subpar player can take down an extremely good player, not based off of their skills, not because this player over here that's a defensive player is just like the greatest. No, 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 no. If they know how to get into people's heads, they can make that person like in the basketball. I watch basketball. Patrick Beverly is a clear example. That man is amazing, but in the same vein, he has other amazing talents. He can get into other people's heads. Chris Paul, Lance Stevenson. I think that Draymond Green. A lot of these dudes, they might not have their impact might not necessarily translate into scoring, rebounding, and all of that stuff. And again, I'm just talking about basketball, but their value comes into how well they can get into the other person's head to get them in an emotional state. Because when they get you at that level, they got at your mental. They gonna drag you around. They're gonna get at you through your emotions, your ego. And if they can do that, they're going to drag you, and you're going to get off kilter, and you're gonna lose the doggone game. Sometimes people will use your hubris and your pride against you. Again, going back to basketball, I love basketball. Sometimes, with a great player, what they will do if an opposing team, again, I might be the worst player in the doggone NBA, but I got a good skill set. I can get into people's heads. I'm very skilled at that. And so oftentimes One way you can try to demean somebody and put them down, or another way is you can try to get in their head and say, and big them up or make them feel a certain type of way that they can't beat you. And if this person that you're going at, the very good player, if they're in their ego, they're in their pride, what they'll try to do is go out there try to prove something. So they doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. They be missing stuff, and they out there trying to prove a point. And then they might beat the person at the end of the day, but in the same vein, they lost the doggone game. Again, that's the example with the dude Patrick Beverly. He and Russell Westbrook did that. Well, Russell Westbrook, he was able to get into Russell Westbrook's head and tell Russell Westbrook, "Oh man, you ain't this, you ain't this." And so Russell Westbrook spent the time of the game trying to prove something. And I ain't trying to get on Russell Westbrook in a negative way, but I'm just using this as an example. And Russell Westbrook had a perfect game. He had a real good game, but they lost the game. And that's exactly what, and Patrick Beverly said later, that's exactly what their intention was when he was doing whatever he was doing. Because Russell Westbrook was balling, but he was also missing. He was also missing a lot, and that caused a lot of times the team to falter as a result because he was in his head and he was trying to prove something to one person or to other people. And that person that they were trying to prove something to was doing all that trash talking, doing the ways and the gesticulations and everything on purpose to get this person to their emotions. You see what I'm saying? You're off guard, you're off kilter, and they do that stuff to us on purpose. This is why they show you black people getting killed down in the streets. They don't really give a rat's ass about them people. They care about your emotionality. They understand the emotional toll. They did this in the civil rights. They did this with Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom Cabot. They always do that when they want the country in an emotional state. They use black plight. They use black causes to get people emotional. They plaster what happens to black people all over the place to get people in their emotions. And then once the elites get whatever they want, they throw them damn dead bodies right back in the damn garage, let them rot, and pull them right back out and put them right in front of the doggone camera. When they need another agenda push, they'll use the doggone the engine. Is oftentimes the black plight, the black cause, whatever's happening with black people. Oftentimes that is the engine when it comes to a lot of these social reforms, social changes, and then they hide what they truly want to do uncrouched under, or we're trying to end these black oppressive things and this, and then a lot of black people they be so doggone much in their emotions they don't see what's going on. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. I understand a lot of black people that be having turmoil, pain, and all this trauma because they don't know nothing else, or they have gone through some things with white people and stuff like that. But again, that is the exact reason why they keep on targeting you in a way. You think they showing these black dudes getting killed on the street just because of willy nilly? They doing that just because this is the news for the day? No, niggas have getting shot down the street since the beginning of this doggone country has even started. That has been happening over and over and over again. The thing is, they pick it up and they use it when it's convenient to them. Again, they will let the damn blood dry, run all throughout the street, and then they will put a camera in front of that child's, that person that's on the floor. They'll put it in their face. Those stories were already being reported. People just didn't give care about it. Just like when you have a case like when there's a there's a white girl, she's missing in comparison to that of a black girl, one gets so much more publicity than the other. You see, the black girls might not ever get no doggone publicity, but the other girl, the white girl, will have all that doggone publicity. They pick and choose for stories they want to use, and they do it for a reason. They do them for a reason, and so they use the black fight and they use these black dudes getting killed down in the street. They will put their camera in their face so they can get people in America in an emotional state. When people are in an emotional state, they're not thinking clearly. When a country is at peace and traditions and cultures are firmly in place, people do not want to change, but introduce some type of chaos, introduce some type of emotional trigger to get people on. Insert Harry Beecher Toll's Uncle Tom Cabin. Insert the civil rights movement with those people getting bit and hosed down with Emmett Till and his face so disfigured and his mother crying over the casket. Insert a lot of these churches getting bombed back in the 60s and stuff like that. Nowadays, insert black dude getting shot down on the damn street. You think they do that stuff because it's just Tuesday? You think that they care really? No. What they do is they use it when it's convenient for them because this is the engine that they use. They need to get people in an emotional state. How do you do that? Easy. Show black dudes getting killed down on the streets. Show them niggas on the damn streets. They blood run through the streets. And then when you do that, take them dead ass bodies, knock their asses out, put them in the damn back room, maybe put them in the freezer, whatever the case may be. Hell, you can even put them in the sun. We really don't give a rat's ass. But when we need them niggas again, we're going to get them rotten ass battery, those rotten ass bodies, put the camera right back in their face start this whole cycle right over again. This is how they get their social movements pushed is because of emotionality. This is why they care about emotions so much. It's not because they genuinely care. They care about what the effects is. People not thinking clearly. So they got you. They tell you narratives about history. And if you don't know history, you have nothing else to base your reality off of. And this is oftentimes I always say this is why the word nigga hurts so much to black people, especially when a white man says it, is because to a certain degree, black people know it's true to a certain degree. And they know it's true in the sense that we don't know our history, we don't know who we are. We have nothing else to bounce ourselves off of. We are inextricably linked to white people. When you say you're black, that means that you're connected. White people need to be there. You're always going to have some type of relationship instead of having some type of independence. And then it keeps us in an emotional state, and they do that stuff on purpose. They tell you narratives in history books on purpose. It's not because it's reality. It's not because no, it's a narrative to get you thinking in a certain type of way, keep you in this emotional state, to have your brain working in such a way that they're easily able to puppet you each and every time. You see how that game works? You see how it works? But this stops black people in general from really seeing things. And there's if these people have oppressed you for so long, why in the world would they turn around and now start to help you? Why would they do that? What is the benefit? Morality? They understand if you give people competition, you give your competition the ability or the resources to compete with you fairly. A lot of people don't want that. People on their, I'm talking about black people too, in their individual life, if they were going against another person, another competitor, why would they give up anything? Why would they give up something to help their competitors win over them? Why would they do that? They don't do that. So why would they, if they don't do it on an individual level, why would they do that at a larger scale? And people be looking at me like something's wrong with me because of what I'm saying, and they be listening with their damn feelings. They're not listening with their ears. They're listening with their feelings. So they're not hearing what I'm saying. This world ain't about no doggone rainbows and kissy puffs and stuff like that. People will enslave you if you allow it, and they do it through your emotions. They're enslaving you through your emotions. They don't show you certain things on TV because they actually care about these dudes getting shut down in the street. They care because it's going to get people in an emotional state. Now they can push their reforms under the guise of Black Lives Matter. Now they can push their reforms under the guise of civil rights. Now they can push their reforms under the guise of anti-slavery rhetoric. It's not reality. It's not real. But they're trying to make it, and you know it's not real because you see how, especially with the black community, it continues to deteriorate every doggone year, every day, every decade. They've been helping us. We were worse off when they weren't helping us. Why would they help you now? Sincerely help you. You're their competition. You're your, you're their competition. You as a white man, as a black dude, yes, you are public enemy number one. Yes, if I'm a white rich elite or whatever, yes, nigga, you at the bottom of the like. It's like yes, yeah, yeah, you're going to be the bottom. You got to think about identity politics. If I'm white, the best way I can maintain power and amass allies is to get with people who have similar interests, similar features as me. So if I'm a white man, of course I'm gonna go out there and recruit other white men. Of course I'm gonna give them extra credits, and I'm gonna give a doggone black person. Of course, a black person. It's at the extreme. Yes, if I'm white to keep the most power and to keep people fighting against each other, naturally the easiest thing to do is to go against somebody that looks the exact opposite of you and make them public enemy number one. That maintains my power. So, with that being said, why would I turn around and fix something that I need to be there in order to stay in power? That's the question mark emoji. Why would they do that? They don't, and they will not ever do that. So it's like so the onus is on you. Why would they teach you history? Oh, they don't teach us real history. Why would they? Oh, they don't teach us how to spend money and have finances. Why would they? Oh, they don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to. Why would they? Why would they? Are they profiting off of you? Is they making money? No, 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 no. Then why would they help you? They wouldn't. It would be silly to help you. Why would the Cleveland Cavaliers go over there and help the Warriors win the game? Why would they help their competitors? Black people don't even do it on their individual life. But because we so much in this emotional state, nobody can think in this logical manner. So we keep on getting dragged. We asking the bully to stop bullying. Please, Mr. Bully, can you stop hitting me? Please, Mr. Bully, can you please stop taking my money? Please, Mr. Bully, please. You think the bully's gonna sit there and respect you? You think the bully's gonna listen to your moral decree? The bully is profiting off of you for whatever reason. You think that the bully's just gonna stop because you're making this heartfelt, emotional. You're trying to show them your hurt. You're trying to show them and beg them not to hurt you. You think they're gonna stop? Absolutely not. They're gonna knock your ass out even more the next time because they're gonna look at you as weak. What you arguing? What you trying to convince your bully to stop? Why would your oppressor stop oppressing you? They're benefiting on both of you. But I'm the coon sellout. I'm this weak dude, this weird dude, and this for what I'm saying. People like acting like human nature is not real. Human nature is very much real. If a black person would snake the next black person, why the hell would a white man not snake you? Of course, they're gonna probably do their people better than they do you. They were talking about all this society so rigged. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Why would I teach you about finances? If you don't know finances, that sets you as a disadvantage. You don't know how to move. You don't know how to invest money. You don't know how to do this and this and this. So I don't really have to worry about you as a competitor. Why would I help you? If you don't know laws and I could easily catch you up in laws, why the hell would I sit there and try to tell you the law is genuine if I'm profiting them off of it? If I know you're about to go make a mistake and I know that the mistake that you're about to make is going to profit me, or if I tell you to go do something, how often do people tell you something to do something that's genuinely that's not self-absorbed or to the least degree, or a person is very conscious and trying to aid you. Most people there sit there and try to tell you to do something that benefits them, and then when you don't do it, they'll manipulate, they'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll steal, and they'll make it out to be that you're the damn big bad wolf because you're not running and you're not bowing down to them, being a damn servant, being a damn walkover, their doormat, their rug, their they will run around and make it, and so that will break people down and get them to capitulate to whoever this person in power is, or this person is manipulative. And this is other black people on other black people. So why the hell would they not do that to you? They do that to other white people, but of course they got to treat the white people better. Would you not treat other black people better if you was in a position of power and authority and you wanted to keep it? Yes, you would treat them slightly better, but not that much better. Why? Because I want their loyalty. I want their way. Because I want them to be as an ally. I got to convince them that the other group is evil. And so you can't sit there and try to go back and forth with these people, try to convince them. Why are you trying to convince people that you're not evil? Why are you trying to convince people that you as a black person is not a certain type of way? Who cares what other people be thinking? And don't get me wrong, it's important to care, but it's important to understand how they people perceive you. But that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to turn around and change your behavior because of what other people see you as. They don't change their behavior for you. They do whatever they want when it comes to you. They're easily able to be hypocritical when it comes to you. They're easily able to go out there and incite violence and do violent things when it comes to you. And I'm not advocating for violence. I'm saying you see how people they talk about both sides of their neck, and nobody's sitting there. But instead of like understanding that and moving appropriately, we sitting there trying to change people. It's just like you want to go try to change a snake from being a snake. It's like you go on there over there and try to change a dog from sniffing other dog's butt or do whatever dogs do. This is like you go over there trying to get a cat stop being a doggone cat. When you get a cat, a dog, or whatever, you don't expect certain behaviors. You expect a certain type of behavior from a dog. You don't necessarily chastise the dog for being a dog. Now, there are certain things that you can change the behavior of the dog, but overall, there's a nature attached to the dog. So if that's the thing, why would you go over there and try to force a dog to be a cat? A dog is a dog, not a cat. To a certain degree, you might get that dog to try to behave like a cat. There's some very well trainers, but that dog will never be a cat. It will always be a dog, period, because that's its nature. It's the way God set it up to be. And the same thing, you can't control people. If people are talking off both sides of their neck and they lying and they doing all this crazy stuff, why would you sit there and go take that person serious after that point? When you see somebody's a snake, why would you take that person serious after that point? You're gonna go try to change the snake. You're just gonna keep on getting bit. You're gonna go try to change a lion. They're gonna maul you. You're gonna keep on trying to change something that's not meant that people are who they are. It's not your job to go try to convince them to be do something else or move a different type of way. You recognize life for what it is from a logical standpoint as best as possible and remove your emotions and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Sitting there going back and forth with these people ain't gonna never work. People they don't respect you because of a general principles. A lot of people, it's not everybody, but a good majority of people ain't gonna respect you because they gotta respect you. They're gonna disrespect you if they have the opportunity. Because it makes people feel good to disrespect other people, to look down and talk about other people. That makes people feel good. I care less. I could care less about what their flesh is. How is it any different when white men are sitting there talking about a black dude and putting that person down? How is that any different when you got a group, a person or a group of people, they don't like somebody, so they talk about them and they try to put that person down and get other people to turn on that individual? How is those two even different? And I'm talking about this could be a black group of people and they're going against another black person, knowing damn well that black person ain't did nothing towards them, knowing damn well that black person could have been good or whatever, doing damn well all these facts, but yet and still they will still turn around and then they will snake that person. They will talk about that person. They put that person down. There will be other people to turn against that person. They will get everybody to us to hate that person. They'll do all these manners of evil that was undeserved, unprovoked, for whatever, because of jealousy and envy. And you think that if they do that on an individual level, with black people doing this to other black people, you think they won't do that to you as a white man versus a black person? Of course they will. Why wouldn't they? I expect them to do that. You think they're gonna treat you better? Why would they? Would you go? Would you? When you have your family, do you treat your family better than you do the people out on the street? Yes, you would. People say, "Oh, well, no, because that's family." No, 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 no. The notion with family is with there's the saying, "Blood is thicker than water." People say, "Oh, it's about love." It's not necessarily always about love, and everybody in families don't love each other. That's very, very. People they stick together and they have that saying, "Blood is thicker than water," not based off of love. They have it based off of survival. Again, your family, you would expect out of all people on this earth will have your back more than anybody else. That's why you stay loyal to family because loyal should be family should be loyal to you. You do it based off of the identity. We all can. We all can. We come from the same bloodline. So I'm gonna help my kin before I help people out on the street. It's just common sense. If I strengthen my people, then that strengthens me. If my people weak, then that weakens me. So obviously I'm strengthening my people. Obviously I'm gonna make sure my people good in my whatever. And then it's gonna be us against the world. If I'm American, I go to another country when people look at me, they don't care because I'm black, especially if I could be me and another white man, and he's from America. They don't care. They don't look at you and think, oh, this person's a black person. They don't look at this other person over here from another country and they say, oh, this person's a white person. No, 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 no. They look at you as American first, and then they look at your race after that because that's your identity. This is identity politics. So if that's the case, of course I expect a white man to go help other white men more than they help me. Of course I expect the society to be rigged. Of course I expect these things. I'm not sitting there trying to get these people to like you or like me or try to change their rules. I maneuver. I figure out what their rules are and I figure out how I can make my niche and start to fight back. I cannot fight back. And there's certain you got to pick and choose your battles. There's a lot of things that's a waste of your doggone time. It's a waste of time. Talking about race and what these people doing, waste of damn time. You can't control people. You can't even control your own child. How the hell you gonna control people? God doesn't even control people. How you gonna control people? How you gonna get people to see their error in their ways? It's beneath you to even sit there and try to explain it to people. When people show you that they don't like you, they don't respect you, and you know you ain't did nothing warranted to get that behavior, you already know it ain't got nothing to do with me. Sitting there trying to convince people of something different is all it does is make you weak. It makes you look people look down upon you. They respect you even less because you sitting there trying to gain respect from people that's showing you clearly they don't respect you, they don't like you, they don't vibe with you, but you still sitting there trying to get respect from them. You expecting people going to change. You expect your bully to stop hitting you, stop smacking you in the face every doggone day, and you try to appeal to their morality. Do you think that's gonna work? And I don't mean this in a way where I'm probably trying to be facetious or I'm trying to like be condescending. That's not. I'm trying to get people to understand the logical standpoint of it. And this is one time I try to get your doggone emotions about it, everything, but it's hard because they indoctrinate you with lies and you don't know the other half of your story. You don't know who you are. Black people have low self esteem because they don't know who they are. They rely on the validation of white people so much, and it hurts when black white people say the word nigga so much is because that's the only reference point that they have. They've been told and they've been given us nothing but lies and indoctrination our whole childhood. When we go through the education system and all this stuff is just coming back and they're telling you this is who you are, blah blah blah. And if you're a black person, you'll never open up that doggone history book. Of course, you're gonna have low racial self-esteem or self-esteem in general. And you so hyper vigilant about what white people doing or how they look at you and what they say because you don't know who you are. You don't know your real history. And you can say all day, oh, well, this is the white people's fault. At what point does it no longer matter what the white people did to you? Yeah, they could have taken away. They could have been the most evil person in the world. But the same thing, it don't still don't change the fact that you're still in bondage. It doesn't change the fact that you're still sitting there in mud. It doesn't change none of those facts. God Almighty can come down and say that this person did this and you're correct in what you're saying. That doesn't necessarily mean that all the effects of what somebody did to you is just going to be wiped clean. You still got to work through that. You still got to understand like why that happened and get better in life. And it's the pain that helps you get better in life. It's not just the materialistic things, all the good things that happen in your life. No, it's the pain. God works through your pain, not through not necessarily just through what feels good to your flesh. He works through your spirit, and oftentimes your spirit has to go through hell. You, as a physical person, your flesh. This is why they say you got to die in order to be reborn, because your flesh has to go through hell. But when your flesh is going through hell, your spirit is being strengthened if you're learning the lesson. You see what I'm saying? That's why God's blessing is different from that of the devil. The devil will give you something that makes your body feel good, your flesh feel good. The God will give you something that your spirit feels good, but your body will be aching. The devil will give you something that your body feels good, but your soul is aching. This is why they say, "Oh, you sold your soul to the devil" with these high level industry people. It's because your flesh feels good. You got all the power, the money, the fame, but your soul is corrupted. Your soul is corrupted for what you have to do to get to where you are. So all that being said, I'm saying like again, black people in general, at least from my opinion, they think too damn emotionally. They're looking at life from an emotional standpoint and just keeps on getting us in stages where we keep on getting dragged. We're trying to get people to understand us and respect us and get to this conversation. Do you understand every other nation people? You cannot ask a bully to respect you. You got to make a bully respect you. Period. You don't ask people to treat you right. You make them treat you right. In interpersonal relationships, sometimes the best thing to do is get up and leave after setting firm boundaries and people still going over your boundaries. At a personal level, the greatest power that you have is to get up and walk away. And these other powers, at a societal level as a whole, your greatest power is your self sustainability. It's the God that's in you, and it's just that simple. And it's a sincere God in you, not the fake God in you like everybody got nowadays. These off-brand spiritual philosophies or whatever people are talking about. I'm talking about no, the true living God inside of you. And you standing on truth, you standing on whatever you standing on God. No man in the world can ever go against you. And that's just facts. That's the power. It's the personal power. And then eventually you can translate that into community power. But sitting there and trying to get these people to understand you, sitting there trying to get these people to like you, sitting there trying to boycott to your oppressor to treat us better, they're gonna slap you 20 times harder the next time. And that's just facts. You don't ask your bully to stop bullying. You make him. So with all that being said, I catch you on the flip side.